I Shalom, more praise Yahweh Shem Yashad, the Balansi Pastor GMS. This I'm the Allah coming next in the video. Continuing on with this lesson. Gonna be one more part after this. Going into there's a little more information I could have went into with the Treaty of Ryswick, but just going into more the differences between Simeon and Levi, which is the so-called Dominicans and Haitians. So let's going into Genesis the 49th chapter. How the Most High said, "Be not thou united." So I'm giving you a history of things through the Spirit, which didn't allow them to become united, but rather caused them to separate. So going back to the last paragraph I was on, I'm gonna go to this paragraph here, top of your page, start up above. From 1822 to 1844, the Dominican Republic and Haiti were united. In 1844, the Dominicans took advantage of the fall of President Boyer of Haiti and regained their independence. The rebellion was carried out by the Trinitarian movement founded by Juan Pablo Duarte in 1838. The Haitians repeatedly tried to invade the new nation. The last attempt only ended in 1855. I went into some of this, the last part, so you got to go back to the last part to understand that. A boundary agreement was finally signed between the two nations in 1936, establishing the definitive border between the Dominican Republic and Haiti. The final sequence of the European struggle for control in the Caribbean was the division of the island into two countries. So this is how you got this. That there, what you see right here, is the definitive border between the two countries. Okay? See that? As a matter of fact, look right here. See? The Dominican Republic Haiti border is an international border between the Dominican Republic and the Republic of Haiti on the island of Hispaniola, extending from the Caribbean Sea in the south to the Atlantic Ocean in the north. The 391 border was agreed upon in 1929 Dominican-Haitian Border Treaty. 391 kilometers, that's like 292 miles. So that's long. Now right here it says 224 miles, and I'm going to type it into miles. Let me see. So it says 242. So one source said 224. This right here says 242. We know it's over 200 miles. It's a long border. Okay. From 1822 to 1844, the Dominican Republic and Haiti were united. In 1844, the Dominicans took advantage of the fall of President Boyer of Haiti. Let me get to that little. This is from a website called Black Past, Haitian Invasions and Occupation of Santo Domingo, 1801 to 1844. I'm going to go right here. In 1809, Santo Domingo was returned to Spanish control. In 1822, Haitian President Jean-Pierre Boyer invaded Santo Domingo for the third time with the intent of unifying the island. The subsequent 22-year occupation will result not only in the economic and cultural deterioration of Santo Domingo, but also in a resentment of Haiti by Dominicans. Agriculture in Santo Domingo was for the most part reduced to sustenance level, and exports dramatically declined. That's that 22-year period. From 1822 to 1844, let's go back. Okay? Alright, so I read that whole paragraph. The division of the island into the two colonies of Saint Domingue and Santo Domingo resulted in the creation of two distinct peoples. After the signing of the Treaty of Ryswick between France and Spain, the two colonies on Hispaniola followed different economic paths. The world influenced the development of Haiti. This would influence the development of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. The French quickly developed Saint Domingue into the most productive colony of the hemisphere, if not the world. By the 18th century, Saint Domingue's production of sugar surpassed that of all the English colonies. This growth in production made Saint Domingue economically important to France. To bring Saint Domingue to this level of production, the French early on took a number of measures. The colonists on Saint Domingue foresaw a growing world market for sugar, so they tried to maximize their profits by importing huge numbers of African slaves, Israelites. By 1790, the black population surpassed the whites, and a new demographic group was created, the mulattoes. Saint Domingue at that time had more than 500,000 black slaves, compared to 30,000 whites and 27,000 freemen. This last class of men containing both black and mulatto individuals. Now, some sources may differ in how many slaves, whites, and freemen were there, but we do know that the black slaves there outnumbered the whites. They definitely outnumbered their owners. In Santo Domingo, the Spanish colonists did nothing to develop sugar plantations. They were not motivated by the goal of supplying sugar to the European market like the French were. So we're seeing an example how one side of the island is becoming darker than the other. Because why? The French had controlled Saint Domingue. The colony of Saint Domingue are located in Haiti. And he had um they were producing so much sugar that it caused them to do what? Bring in a lot of slaves, which did what? Increase the so-called black population there. So we're seeing a difference between Haiti and Dominican people just based upon the physical appearance, being not that united. You look here, these Levites right here, so-called Haitians. There's something I just clicked on YouTube, Google, and it went to Facebook. I don't have a Facebook page, and these are some Simeonites, some so-called Dominicans. And see, this is the so-called Haitians. And if you look, or these are Levites, and if you look, they look darker than those Simeonites. The hair is not as straight. So my point in saying that is that there's differences, physical differences. One is darker than the other. They got different types of hair textures. There's similarities, of course, yet there's still differences. Okay? All right? And plus, since one was conquered by the French and the other was conquered by the Spanish, what does that mean? They're speaking different languages. So they're divided by their language, that Creole, Spanish, and even by physical appearance. Plus, they're on different islands, different parts of the country. Continuing on, it says clearly in Santo Domingo, the blacks were a minority. This was the demographic basis for the present composition of the population of Haiti and Dominican Republic. See that? There you go. When the Haitian Revolution broke out in 1791, thousands of whites fled the colony both during and after the revolt to escape the wrath of their slaves. Those few remaining were massacred by Dessalines in 1805 to protect the revolution. As a consequence, Haiti was a nation with a large black majority and a relatively small number of mulattoes. In Santo Domingo, the contrary was true, so it's different. See that? Racial intermarriage between the Spaniards and the blacks created mulattoes who are today the majority. They call them, in other words, talking about what we know today as Dominicans. But they do have some so-called white ancestry in them and black ancestry and so-called Indian, so-called white, so-called black, and so-called Indian ancestry. But it still goes back to the point of why the Most High said, "Be not thou united." So they're looking at each other as if they're not uni meaning one. Like a unicorn that's a mythical creature, but unicorn means one horn. United means to be one. So they're not looking at themselves as one because there's so many differences. Racial intermarriage between the Spaniards and the blacks created mulattoes who are today the majority. In 1822 to 1844, Boyer, the Haitian president, tried to influence, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm pretty sure I'm not, tried to influence the population composition of Santo Domingo. He encouraged 10,000 free blacks from the USA to settle there. However, this policy failed since the majority of these blacks quickly left the island. The remaining, so he must have brought a bunch of Judites there, and he must have said, "I'm getting out of here," because it was said that Haiti was the slaves in Haiti said that they didn't live that long. That's what it was said at one time. Like that was like the cruelest of the slavery in the Caribbean was in Haiti. It was said that it was better to bring new slaves in because a lot of slaves were dying by diseases, being dismembered, and when they were dismembered, from being punished, they wouldn't even be able to work anymore. But let's keep reading. It says, the remaining few had virtually no impact on creating a population similar to that of Haiti, as Boyer probably wanted. This difference in racial makeup helped amplify and worsen Dominican-Haitian rivalry. See that? Now, there's more I'm gonna get into, and I'm real quick. Hold on. And that's all to go back to the scriptures, Genesis 49:6. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly mine honor, be not thou united. For in the anger they slew a man, and in their self will they dig down the wall. So we're seeing examples of not being united. We're seeing the differences between the two tribes. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm going to say, oh, praise the How about Shemel Shai, Double Line, the Apostle GMS. I hope you learned something. Shalom.